And we are live. We are back. Real Takes Over Fake Debates coming at you live every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 Eastern, with it 6 Mountain Time, and then 5 Pacific Time out here. So, Sean, I see you dabbing in your Miami gear. The Bulls game for the start now, too. I'm watching the Bulls game. You can see right here. You're going to see us missing a lot of shots if you look at the back of my screen. But what's going on, brother? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good, man. How you doing, man? Good football weekend, good sports weekend in general.
Yeah.
Got a lot to get into. So
It's gonna be an action-packed football show today. We're gonna talk a little basketball there. Might be a little bit more football today. I'm letting you guys know off bat. Because a lot of things we gotta talk about. We've seen a young rookie sensation breaking records. We have Dakota being Dakota. You have the Dolphins might not be as good as we thought they was, Sean. In the NCAA tournament. I truly don't know what's going on. Maybe you can explain to me later. Then also we got our NFL predictions to see what's happened and what predictions that we made. Who was wrong? I can already tell you all that. SB was probably 100% wrong. But if you guys are in the chat and you guys are watching, make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And also, shout out to the sponsor, Swift Energy. Go to swiftenergy.com and use code RTOFD to get 20% off anytime you order. Shout out Nicholas Brown in the building. He said like, share, subscribe. Shout out Tip. Tip said salute SB and Sean. Put some respect on my Ravens. We 7-2. You feel about that, Sean? Put some respect on our Ravens.
I mean, listen, we're gonna review our preseason picks, for division things like that. So
did you pick the Ravens? I don't think you picked the Ravens. I mean,
I did.
You sure? Let me try to look at it without pulling it up. It's too small. It's too small. It's on big screen. Still too small. I don't know. You sure?
I absolutely did.
I don't know. But we gonna have to wait and see. Shout out Tiff for that. Who else in the conversation? We got Goat. Salute Goat. And salute.
What up, Chef?
Make sure you guys like. Make sure you guys share. And make sure you guys subscribe to the Real Takes Over Fake Debates movement. But Sean, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're gonna waste the people time. Let's get into the show. CJ Stroud thrills the NFL fans with a record-breaking performance against the Texans. With the Texans against the Buccaneers. And I know you enjoy watching that because that's your former team that you used to rock with. But CJ Stroud, the kid went off, Sean, and threw a game with a touchdown. Before we get into the exact details of his numbers, what did you think about this performance from CJ Stroud?
I mean, it was kind of on par with how he's been playing all season. I mean, most people probably haven't watched a lot of Texas games because they're not, on Monday Night Football or they're not the spotlight game. But if you've been paying attention, I mean, he's having, one of the best quarterback seasons for a rookie ever.
I think he only got one interception this whole year.
I think he has only one.
One. He only got one.
And he's throwing the football. He's not, he's not playing like a game manager. He's actually throwing the ball, and throwing it down the field. So, I do got a question for you, SB, though, because everybody went crazy about his performance and stuff like that. Obviously, he threw 5 touchdown passes.
One in the last second, too. Him and Tank Dell is the duo.
Yeah. And shout out to Nico Collins as well, because, he had 3 receivers catch for over 100 yards yesterday. So, they spread the ball around, doing it by committee. But my question is, SB, is obviously CJ Stroud threw for 5 touchdown passes yesterday.
Correct.
There have been, since 2009, 4 other rookie quarterbacks to do that. Can you name 2 of them? Without Googling, can you name 2 of them? And
Justin Herbert is one.
Justin Herbert did not have a 5 touchdown pass game as a rookie.
You sure? Is it 4? Okay. You said in the last how many years?
Since 2009, 4 other rookie quarterbacks have thrown, have had a 5 touchdown pass game. Can you name 2 of them?
Okay. 4 other ones since 2009.
Since 2009.
Okay, wait. My only hint that I'm asked for is any of them still playing now?
All of them are still playing now.
Oh, okay. Lamar Jackson is one.
Lamar did not.
Lamar did not. It ain't Mahomes his rookie year because he set his whole year, so it's not Mahomes.
Not Mahomes. Nope.
Okay. Well, I gotta lock in. Okay, they all are still playing.
They're all still playing.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers because he didn't play his rookie year. Tom Brady is good as
2009. So think quarterbacks drafted since 2009.
And they still playing.
Yes, but they did it in their rookie year. 5 touchdown pass game in their rookie year.
Okay, wait. Okay, they still playing.
And they're still playing. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you.
It Kyler Murray.
No, one Kyler Murray, not Kyler Murray.
Okay, all right, give me one.
One of them, Pat Stafford.
I'm not shocked about that.
Yeah, he was the first one to do it.
Okay, he's the first person to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so now I got to think everything got to Pat Stafford. And they still playing.
Still playing.
I know damn well it wasn't Kirk Cousins.
No, Kirk, no. Kirk didn't play his rookie year.
Yeah, right. I was saying he didn't play his rookie. I know it's an obvious name. It's an obvious name.
One of them's pretty obvious, but I won't say obvious. One of them I would think you might guess.
I'm trying to think.
And he has a connection to CJ Stroud.
Oh, Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson was one.
Okay. The massage therapist.
You're not doing that.
I had to throw it in there. I had to throw it in there. Okay. Okay, we got Pat Stafford, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, there's two more.
And they still playing?
There's two more still playing.
And they both still in, like, if they start or they backups?
One is a starter, one is a backup.
I know damn well ain't no Mr. Trubisky.
No.
Okay. I had to tweet. Okay. One is a backup. Who was a backup that was killing their rookie season? And it wasn't the guy for the Seahawks right now, right? It wasn't him, right?
No.
Bro, who am I missing?
One of them gonna be a surprise. Well, both of them gonna probably be a surprise, but maybe one will be a real surprise.
Okay, give me another one.
Daniel Jones.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You're lying.
Nope.
I can't believe it.
Daniel Jones.
He didn't. I mean, you not rushing touchdowns don't count for that, right?
No. He has.
You said throw.
Yes.
You throw the ball. Daniel Jones threw for 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I guess that must have been the game where he got Danny Dimes, the nickname Danny Dimes.
Maybe so.
I was avoiding guessing him because I knew he didn't do it. Okay, who's the other one?
Jameis Winston.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
That's believable. That's who is the backup. I can believe Jameis Winston. That's more believable though.
Yeah. Now
Daniel Jones? No, I don't believe that.
Daniel Jones. Now, all of them except for one had multiple interceptions in the game. Guess which one had the multiple interceptions in the game?
Jameis Winston.
No.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. No.
Stat Pafford
had two interceptions in that game. All the rest of them were 5 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Okay. I mean, we can say the same thing for CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud had to
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no interception.
Yeah. Anyway, but no, we just wanted to shout out. A lot of people were going crazy, blah, blah, blah. But we see rookies have 5 touchdown pass games with no interceptions. The 470 yards, on the other hand,
that's what's crazy. Because look, now, Sean, the number 2 pick of the 2023 draft completed 30 for 42 passes, which is excellent. 470 yards, which is outstanding. 5 TDs, 0 interceptions in a 39-37 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a game-winning drive in the last second of the draft. Sean, I gotta ask 2 things. One, what did you think about the performance in general? And did the Panthers make the wrong pick?
I mean,
the Panthers picked the wrong quarterback.
It was a great performance. I don't want to say the Panthers chose the wrong quarterback because that's a bit reactive. obviously, Bryce Young is still in the middle of his rookie season. They don't have a very good team around.
I mean, the Texans didn't either, though.
The Texans didn't. However,
they look better, though. They look good.
Yeah, the Texans did go out and do some good job in investing. Getting like Noah Brown from the Cowboys, for example. So I mean, they have done a good job, but I think the big thing is they've not put like shackles on CJ Stroud. They basically say, hey, this is what we're seeing from you in practice.
We're gonna let
you do it in the game. We're gonna let you play. And he got a rookie head coach. Rookie head coaches, particularly someone on the defensive side like DeMeco Ryans, he's like, hey, listen, we got a talent here, and we do it our thing. Yeah. So I don't think they made the wrong choice. Carolina made the wrong choice. I think that remains to be seen. But as of right now, CJ Stroud is the best rookie quarterback of the class. And it's not even close.
No, it's not close.
Yeah. So yeah.
For me, I'm on the fence like you. I don't think that the Panthers made the wrong pick, because when it comes to quarterbacks in a situation in the NFL, which I have started to learn and I got more intelligent when it comes to understanding what's going on with the game, you are what the situation make you as. At the end, people don't like to hear that, but it is the truth. Because if Patrick Mahomes would have went to the Chicago Bears, he would not be labeled the best quarterback in the league, because some of the problems that I'm hearing that Justin Fields have, Patrick Mahomes still had the problems, like not reading the defense, not understanding what to do with my first option not open. Patrick Mahomes had those problems, but he had a guy with Andy Reid, who's the quarterback whisperer, who could put you in a better situation to make your game and sell to a next level. If Patrick Mahomes went to like somewhere like the Bears, he wouldn't have been as good. I'm looking at CJ Stroud, like you said, he got a coach where I'm gonna let you free. I'm gonna let you run your game. So now you ain't got to look over your shoulder if you don't make the read or run the offense exactly how the coach wanted. You could just go out there and play football. We've just seen that with Josh Dobbs with the Vikings, where he don't even know the playbook. He just went out there and played football, because a lot of people don't understand the fact that everybody in the league is talented. There's not one person in the NFL who was not talented, because usually they probably was one of the best, if not the best player on the team, one of the best players on the team, the top contributor. People don't understand that, because everybody just think like, oh, this guy's the bum. And then you go look at his college stats. He was the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? Player of the year, player of the conference. So I don't necessarily say that, though.
Yeah, what I always tell people, SB, when you talk about success of athletes, and this is why I think people don't really give enough credit and credence to organization. The organization does matter. Now, the players, you got to have players. Nobody's disputing that. But the organization does matter, particularly when you are trying to groom a young franchise quarterback. So what I always tell people, when you draft a quarterback, particularly if you draft a quarterback high or in the first round, first pick, whatever, you need to tie that rookie quarterback to whoever the head coach is, whoever the general manager is, and whoever the ownership is. Right? Because those four things, if one of those things is off and they don't align, it may not go well for that rookie quarterback.
Ask Mr. Trubisky.
Right.
Ask RG3.
Right.
Ask Jameis Winston. Dave Jones suck. I'm sorry, Dave Jones suck.
Well, yeah, but
I couldn't even do it for him. I tried to lie. Dave Jones.
No. But I mean, but it all matters, right? You just brought up Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has played for the same head coach from the day he walked in the NFL.
The day he walked in the league. And he said it, you to learn the playbook too.
Right. Brett Veach, the general manager, was the general manager when they drafted Patrick Mahomes. He's still the general manager. Hunt family have owned the Chiefs for years. They still own the Chiefs. Right? So that's called organizational stability. That's what you need. The moment you get rid of a coach or a GM or the team gets sold, all bets are off. So, the thing for CJ Stroud is, can the Texans keep this stability together? I said in the offseason, I thought DeMeco Ryans was the next Mike Tomlin. I believe in him that much as a head coach. I think he's that good.
It's a possibility. Yeah. And how they looking, I can see them only going up from this point, because now this was a year where they had 2 top picks in the draft, no matter if they traded up for the other one. They looking way better than they did last year.
Right.
And
And
all they can do is go up.
right. And they look like they have stability. And that's the key. Stability. Organizational stability. And so I think that the sky's the limit for them in their division. I mean, the Colts are kind of Jacksonville's obviously, and I don't know what the Titans are right now, honestly. So, they could very well be in the playoff hunt in the next year or so. It's not out of the question, to be honest with you. So, yeah. So, but a big game for CJ Stroud, huge.
The Titans 3-5, and they're the bottom of the division.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, and what I took from that performance, what stood out for me more than anything? Yeah, the 5 touchdowns, amazing. The 470 yards, amazing. It was that last drive, Sean.
Poise,
making a pass, and then to throw a touchdown pass because another guy we're going to talk about next didn't do the same thing, and they hype him up more. But I'm saying for this young kid to be poised, great clock management by the coaching staff and everybody else to make the passes when they need to be making the pass, then to dot the pass for the touchdown, to get it done, to have the pressure to be on you as a rookie. All right, they just scored. We got like a minute or so. Get it done.
Well, it's too, SB, and this is, again, I want to say this real quick. I want to harp on this point because I know we got to talk about another team here in a moment. But this is when we talk about situational football. You practice situational football, right? They've practiced that scenario. They've gone through in practice, right?
You can tell.
Yeah, when you're 5 for 6 for 75 yards, their only incompletion on the last drive was a spike.
Sean, I'm trying to tell you.
So you can tell they practice 2 minute, they practice 4 minute, they practice goal line, like they practice situational football. That's why they were able to execute. They were ready for that moment.
Now, the last question we got before we go on to the next segment, I want to ask is CJ Stroud going to save the Ohio State quarterback name? Because we had a lot of Ohio State quarterbacks. We don't got to go through the list of all of them because a lot of them have been bad. And what made me think about this, I seen the meme. They took like the Diary. I don't know if you ever see Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. And they had to sing in the auditorium and everybody sung bad besides the main character. They literally made a meme of that, and they did like all the bad Ohio State quarterbacks who went to the league. And then they had CJ Stroud as a main character singing pretty good. So not to harp on and not to shit on anybody named that's Ohio State quarterback, but can CJ Stroud save the Ohio State quarterback day?
I don't think he has to. I think what it is, it's not so much CJ Stroud. I think it's got to just be consistency from future quarterbacks after CJ Stroud. Yeah. Right. Like I think that's really the key. Because remember, he didn't start at Ohio State. He transferred. No, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't him. It was Justin who transferred. I'm sorry, Justin Fields who transferred.
But he was a backup to Justin Fields.
He was a backup to Justin Fields. So, and I mean, right now, not to browbeat Justin Fields, but it looks like he's the better quarterback prospect from Ohio State than Justin Fields. So I don't think it's so much him saving the Ohio State name. I just think it's, can we see consistency from the Ohio State quarterbacks coming out? Just like for a while we were seeing that from Alabama quarterbacks. So
still saying about Alabama quarterbacks.
So it's I think it's just that's really what it comes down to. Is just more consistency from those quarterbacks who come after him out of Ohio State.
Okay. We can definitely see. Let the guys know what you think about that. How you guys feel about CJ Stroud? Is CJ Stroud the truth or is he not? But speaking of a guy who ate the truth, Dak Prescott foot led directly to the Cowboys' house of cards collapsing versus the Eagles. So Dak Prescott running. Instead of just diving in, he decided to step out of bounds and pretty much sold the game. Sean, Dak will be Dak again. I've been hearing a lot of people talking. Actually, the crazy part about it is I usually don't watch like mainstream sports media sometimes, but honestly, when the Cowboys lose, I kind of like laugh at like Stephen A. and them when he do like the Cowboy video. So I actually seen a segment of when him and Shannon was talking about this game. And it was like mixed feelings where like Stephen A was trying to like defend, saying it wasn't really Dak Prescott's fault. It was the run game, Tony Pollard, which they have been saying since Zeke being on, which is true. If you want to blame it on Zeke not being there, we could do that. But then Shannon Sharp wasn't a harp on Dak Prescott because if he made a lot of mistakes, but if he would have got it done during the time we knew he got it done, we'd be praising him. So who you really think deserves the blame for the Cowboys? Is it Dak? Is it the Cowboys? Is it the run game? The coaching staff? Who you really blaming it on for the loss to the Eagles?
Mike McCarthy. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why the Cowboys lost that game yesterday was not the last drive. It was the drive before the last drive. And it was the lack of clock management on their part.
That was terrible.
It was awful. And you basically are letting clock die. Your linemen are walking down the field. You're losing. And the reason why they're doing it is because they're trying to make sure they don't give the Eagles another possession, because I think in his heart of hearts, he didn't think their defense could stop the Eagles if they scored too quickly. That's what I really believe it was.
Okay.
But they needed time. When you are losing in the fourth quarter, the clock is your enemy.
Yeah.
Right? When you are winning in the fourth quarter,
the clock is your friend.
The clock is your friend if it's running. But if the clock is stopped, it's your enemy.
Yeah.
Because any more time on that clock gives the opposition more time to go down and score. Right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and I want to say this real quick. The Cowboys are not a terrible football team.
No, by no means. No, they're not.
They're not a terrible football team. They're just not as good as the Ravens, the Eagles, the 49ers.
Is they better than the Browns?
The Chiefs? I'm not gonna say because the Browns obviously have had
a lot. Yeah. I don't think they're better than the Browns with the injuries. The keep the buck with
now. Are they? And they may not, probably not even better than the Lions, if we're being honest. But maybe
they're not better than the Lions.
Maybe they're in the same tier. I don't know. But that's another conversation. Point is they are what they are. So what they are not good enough to do is to shoot themselves in the foot and beat teams that are better than them. So the clock management issues, the Dak stepping out of bounds on the 2-point conversion run, the tight end who, so when you run a rub route, the idea of a rub route is to free yourself just enough, right? And this tells the difference and this is about execution. The Eagles run a rub route with A.J. Brown down in the goal line. A.J. Brown runs it properly. It's a boot. It's a naked boot on for Hurts to his left. He drops it off to Brown. Brown makes a guy miss, and then he's in the end zone. The tight end from the Cowboys did not run it properly. And shout out to Reed Blankenship, the safety from the Eagles. He covered it perfectly. And, the fact they went back and, of course, could review it, and they saw his knee was down before it broke the plane. It was fourth down, and obviously the Eagles get the ball back. So, So what the Cowboys are not is they are not good enough to shoot themselves in the foot and beat teams that are better than them, or maybe even teams that are at the same par in them. So I think that's really the issue. The Eagles are just a better football team.
They is. For me, Sean, I'm going to get the blame to Dak. And this is the reason why I'm going to go get a blame to Dak. Because at the end of the day, on that last drive, if he would have got it done, we'd be celebrating Dak. Oh, Dak did it. Dak came back. So, no, I feel like it's majority of the blame has to go on you because, yes, I could blame Mike McCarthy for the clock management and get everybody down, but you are the second extension of the coach. And Dak should have, I'm not realizing the same thing happened with Russell Wilson last year, and that's why the coach got fired because I guess he had the leash on Russell Wilson where he couldn't make the plays and decide to understand the clock management. You on the field, you understand what's going on. So if you realize that he's not the guy, they paid Dak like he's the guy. Be the guy, make the decision. Because it was a lot of passes that Dak missed a lot. Because that's the only reason I'm blaming Dak. Because if he would have got it done, we'd be praising Dak, calling Dak. Oh yeah, people hate on Dak. Dak is goated. So I feel like Dak deserves a blame. And then also that play of not having the understanding of what's going on the field for you to step out of bounds. like obviously nobody wants. I ain't saying just dive and go get a concussion, knock on wood, but dive and get the touchdown, dive and get the conversion. You do it like this, run it, no, dive in, like make the play. That if he's the guy of the team, that's the only thing I'm saying.
Right.
And I feel like, and go, you just took the words out of my mouth, right? You just literally took the Dak trying to carry the whole franchise. Dak is doing that, trying to carry this whole franchise, and he don't have to. But okay, if you want to play that role of that guy, you have to make the plays when they matter. And I never see that for Dak Prescott. When they up by a lot, Dak can make all the throws. Dak can run when he need to run. Dak can dive when he need to dive. But when the game on the line, Dak never does that. So that's why I'm blaming Dak, because he does not do his job when he need to do his job. You ever see somebody like when your mom tell you to do stuff, like you just do it when you know you don't got to do it when you want something. But when you have to do it, he don't do it. Oh, you supposed to wash dishes today? Oh, damn, I forgot. Oh, you supposed to take the trash it down. But when this ain't nothing going on, he just just do it because I want to do it.
And it's possible, right, that the Cowboys are like the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat, but when they go up against a team that's equal to or better than them, they crap the bed.
So when you blame that mostly on, though?
That always goes back to coaching for me, because it's not just on one side of the ball. They do it, right? It's literally on both sides of the ball. And again, I thought yesterday, particularly in the fourth quarter, the Cowboys actually outplayed the Eagles in the fourth quarter.
They did.
Yards. They outgained them and everything in yards in the fourth quarter. The problem was when they needed the key play, they couldn't make it. And the Eagles, when they needed the key play, they made it.
And that's what executed. Now, speaking of frauds, I smell the dolphin meat cooking on the grill, Sean. Is the Miami Dolphins frauds after the blowout loss to the Chiefs, Sean?
Well, I mean, they were down 21-0. To their credit, they fought back. I think the game was a little too personal for Tyreek.
He was messing up. I think he was out of character a little bit for this game too much for me.
I think he's a little out of character, and there were times where, and again, can we say this real quick? The Chiefs' defense is second in points allowed in the NFL.
Nobody talking about that, though.
Nobody's talking about that. They are second in points allowed, and they were missing one of their best defenders, Nick Bolton, who, by the way, him and Willie Gay is the best inside linebacker duo. Nobody knows.
Both of them. Hey, I love Nick Bolton and Willie Gay. Yeah, I hate to say it on the Chiefs, but I actually like them. They get busy.
Dudes come to ball. Everybody talk about Greenlaw and Fred Warner and Levante David and Devin White. Them two guys with the Chiefs come to play. Okay, back to that. Anyway, but the Chiefs' defense is really, really good. And to their credit, they played. To me, their big thing yesterday was they were so disciplined. They didn't get caught up in all the motions. They didn't get caught up in all the screens and the pick. They didn't get caught up in all that. They just played solid, consistent football. And the one thing I think they showed is if you can keep the Dolphins in 3rd and long, and they did quite a bit yesterday, line up and you can come after them and you can get the Tua. The Eagles did it a couple weeks ago. Chiefs showed they could do it.
Who was there early in the season that exposed? Who's the first team exposed? Because ever since they first lost,
it wasn't in a loss, but New England early in the season showed kind of the blueprint for how you cover them and how you deal with them. And at the end of the day, listen, football, it can look great east to west, right? But football is a north-south game, and it's a punch you in the mouth game. And the Eagle and the Dolphins, oftentimes, they don't punch you in the mouth. They are a very finesse team, and so and they depend on kind of the big play to beat you. And yesterday, that wasn't working against the Chiefs. So
Yeah, I think. Wait, why did my thing change? Okay, well, all right. Let's get this. Hold on, wait, Sean. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this off my screen, but okay, there you go. Thank you. Sorry, it was something extra on my screen. I'm like, bro, what the what's going on? Okay, for me, What I call the Dolphins frauds, I don't know yet. I don't know because I done seen this team look very high power. And like you said, ever since New England dropped the blueprint on them, a lot of teams with great defenses been exposing it even more and more. Like you said, the Chiefs was very poised on defense. They didn't let none of those motions and all that extra crazy stuff that the Dolphins head coach want to run. Then you got Tyreek Hill. I feel like he was very out of character this game because I felt like he wanted to beat them more, a little too bad. I would accept him being like that if it was an Arrowhead because I understand like you back at the stadium you used to play at, you see your fans, they yelling at you, Tyreek. This. They wasn't even at home. They was in what, Germany? Whatever was it?
In Frankfurt, yep.
Yeah, they was in Germany. Like you out of character more for the team and you're not truly at home. I didn't like that for Tyreek Hill. And I think that played a part because I think it was a lot of plays to try to. I think the coaches that were trying to get like Tyreek, like don't get me wrong, they get Tyreek involved heavily, but I feel like a little bit of more of it was forced. And even a blind man could see that y'all trying to get Tyreek Hill to score on his old team. I would have used Tyreek Hill as bait from the jump and then use other guys to get them more involved and to get them scoring because you don't think the Chiefs know everything about Tyreek Hill? Of course they do. And I feel like it was a little bit overforced and it ended up costing them. But calling them frauds, I don't know. I think it's a little too early because what loss have they took where I can just be like, they lost to the Chiefs, like you said, one of the best teams in the league. They lost to the Eagles, Super Bowl, another Super Bowl contender team. What team has the Dolphins like lost to? The Bills. Bills been iffy, but still a contender team. I don't see a team that I can look at them and say that they lost to where I'm like, I could call them fraud. So now if they go play the Raiders, if they go play the Raiders tomorrow and lose, I agree. I mean, on Sunday and lose, then I'll be like,
now I will say their next 5 games are very winnable. They should win those next 5 games.
Raiders, Jets, Commanders, Titans,
and Jets again.
Now,
the last 3 games of the season is telltale because they got the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills. So, let's see.
I think they go 2-3 off that. I think they go. I think they might beat. They're gonna beat the Cowboys, lose to the Ravens, and get back on the Bills.
Yeah, I think so too. So they obviously a playoff team. Probably should win the division, still win the division, but that remains to be seen.
And say Dolphins / Cowboys Super Bowl part like it's 1971. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Dak wasn't that bad yesterday. Shit. Big Eagles. Dak was trying to carry the whole franchise. What do you say? Ravens have been awesome the last 3 games, over 30 points per game, and a couple of games holding the teams under 10 points. Now, I want to say this, and I hope my daughter ain't crying too loud that you hear it, but nobody's talking about that Ravens defense, too. I want to talk about that. Bro, Sean, I am mad at the fact about the Chicago Bears. You let Roquan Smith walk, right? You let Roquan Smith walk. You didn't want to pay him. I think he wanted like $100 million or like what 120. You probably could talk him down like 110, 115, whatever. Man, been killing on the Ravens the whole time.
Yeah.
The head of the snake of the Ravens defense, which is one of the best defenses in the league.
Yes.
You trade for Montez Sweat before he even played a snap. You gave him 4 years, $100 million.
Yes.
How does that make sense, Sean?
The Bears barren. I mean, it's just no way around. The Bears
looking at it because I'm like, Sean, he didn't act because like pretty much 4 years for $100 million. He asked about the 5, about 110. That's around the same range. Don't get me wrong. Montez Sweat is nice. Not a bad player. He ain't better than no Roquan Smith, or he ain't bringing the same value as Roquan Smith because Jermaine Edmonds for the cheap. I still think they missing Roquan.
Well, let me say this. If you were ranking positions, right, just in terms of value to a franchise in the NFL, right, say you had a top 5. I think quarterback would be first, right?
Correct.
I would say pass rusher is probably second.
Possibly.
Right. I would say pass rusher. You got to have a pass rusher. You got to have somebody who get after the quarterback.
Or at least they better be able to stop their run. They better be able to stop the
run.
run.
But I mean, like in today's NFL,
pass rush for sure.
With teams going more spread, opening you up, you got to have somebody get after the quarterback. Third, I think, would be the left tackle. Obviously, you got to protect your quarterback's blind side. Fourth, probably be corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then fifth, a pass catcher. You got to have somebody who catch passes. So it's not that Roquan Smith is a bad football player. I just think when you look at the positional value of how teams look at how they want to pay guys, inside linebacker is not as high on the list as some others. Now,
but he like the, but people don't understand this though. All the positions you say good, like you need a great corner, you need a great pass rusher. Middle linebacker is usually the quarterback of the defense, though. He sees everything.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying especially now.
Some of the line don't see.
Yeah, I'm just saying now. When I look at if I were an NFL GM and I was building a defense, I would think that it's easier, unless you got a special one, unless you got like a Bobby Wagner or you got a Luke Kuechly.
Oh, Roquan Smith.
Well, again, I don't know if Roquan's at that level. He's great. Hold on. Bobby Wagner and Luke Kuechly are like defensive players of the year. I love Roquan, but he ain't been a defensive player. He could be, but he's not been. I'm saying he hasn't had the career those guys have had, is all I'm saying.
What's his stats this year? Because they won the best. He might be in the conversation this year. Is he? Let me see. What's his stats?
I mean, he may very well be in the conversation. But that said, at the end of the day, I think, again, it came down to the Bears making, a decision about they didn't value him at that level, right? I'm just saying. And again, Micah Parsons is a different animal because Micah Parsons lines up all over.
Micah Parsons did breed.
Yeah, he's a different breed. But he came in the league as an inside linebacker, is my point, right? So it is guys that they think, they could replace him. When I look at building a defense today, in today's NFL, I got to get my front right and I got to get the back end right. My linebackers, as long as they're athletic and they're smart, I can live with not having a world-class inside linebacker as long as I got a smart one. I can live with not say Demario Davis is a bad football player. I can live with Demario Davis because I know he's smart. I know he studies. I know he's never going to be out of position. He ain't necessarily got to be a world beater, but he's always going to be in the right place and at the right time. That's who he is. But on the back end and the front end, because of how the league is today, I better make sure I'm right in the secondary, and I better make sure I'm right up front because the front end works with the back end and vice versa. The linebackers, I will figure out just based on value in terms of how I invest.
Yeah. You making great points. I'm not going to deny that. It's maybe more of the personnel of the player. Because I feel like when it comes to D-line B, Montez Sweat right there, I ain't gonna lie, and he already making an impact. They pass rush look a little bit better. I think Roquan Smith, if not top 5, he's definitely a top 10 middle linebacker.
Right.
Is Montez Sweat a top 10 D? Is he? They just paid him like he is, though.
Well, he just paid him because, again, the value of pass rushers, right?
Right.
Now, here's my only issue with the Bears and what they did. I don't think you need to trade for Montez Sweat.
You could have just signed him in free agency.
You could have signed him in free agency, and you hold on to that number 2 pick, that the second round pick is obviously probably going to be in the top 2 or 3 in the second round. You could have got another player. Now you got 2 picks. Now you got 2 first round picks, so that's probably why they
didn't care you.
Yeah, but even then, your team is talent deficient. You can fix the talent deficiency if you have a great draft this coming off season. Right?
It seemed like they all live for Marvin Harrison Jr., but I'm like, you got to still get somebody throwing the ball.
Yeah. So I think that's
Marvin Harrison Jr. gonna be ready to leave.
That was my only issue with it, honestly. SB was what they gave up to get him.
Sean, my other issue was this too. You traded a second to get Montez Sweat.
Yes.
The next guy that's on that line who was excellent was Chase Young.
Right.
You might as well, if you gave him a second, you might as well just gave him the third too. They just got both of them because Chase Young had a contract, but then it came out they didn't trade because they was going to do both. They was going to get both for the second and the third, but they backed out on Chase Young and just took Montez Sweat because they had health concerns
about Chase Young's knee.
Yeah. I think for a third, I'd take that chance with Chase Young because now he on the 49ers, and I think that might be a dangerous aspect to add him on that line.
I mean, it is dangerous because you know how they get down. But that said, for him, it's always going to be about health.
Yeah, because he good.
Yeah, and how much? And the problem is, if you're worried about his health, you're worried about how much you invest in him long term, right? That's why they didn't do it.
But then he got paid already, though, right?
No, he's on.
His contract is up.
His contract is up because the Bears declined his 5th-year option. So he's a free agent after this season.
Oh, so then and with the 49ers, Andre Drummond just got 10,000 rebounds. Good job, Andre Drummond. Good job. So the Bears probably knew if they traded for him, they had to pay. The 49ers probably don't care because they just gave up a third for him. So if he works out, they might throw him in the bag. If he don't, just let him walk. So
shout out to Andre Drummond, the future HOA.
What HOA?
Yeah, the Hall of I.
I hate you, dog. He said he's the greatest rebounder of all time, though.
HOA, Hall of I.
Hall of rebounders,
Hall of I. Same hall that Robert Horry need to be in. Hall of all right.
Robert Horry and I ain't either.
No, he was all right.
I mean, the 4th, maybe.
Yeah, Hall of all right. HOA, Hall of all right.
But shout out to Drummond to get 10,000 rebounds. Speaking of anybody with injuries concerned, Giants quarterback Daniel Jones feared to suffer a significant knee injury in a loss to the Raiders, and which he did. He tore his ACL, out for the season. Giants will be Giants. I don't want to kind of say it in a bad way because this man is actually injured. Pray for him for a fast recovery. Hope the young fella get back out here. But Giants, man.
Yeah, listen. First of all, the Giants need to be disgusted with themselves for that effort they played with yesterday. No, I'm just saying. No, because we talk about the Raiders, right? The Raiders obviously had the craziest week, firing Josh McDaniels, firing the GM, mentioned Jimmy G, starting the rookie quarterback. I know Daniel Jones got hurt. He wasn't playing that good before he got hurt. All right.
He wasn't playing.
So let's start there right there first. Secondly, that's the best effort you can put out there playing against a team with all of that turmoil going on. Real talk. And I like Brian Daboll. I do. I thought he had a really good year last year as a head coach. But he might be ski-low. He might be ski-low. He might just be a one-hit wonder.
He might be what?
Ski-low.
You killing me, guy.
No, I'm just saying. He might just be a one-hit wonder. So, but that said, at this point, if I'm the Giants, I'm doing everything I can to get in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. I'm doing everything I can.
Select the trade Saquon. I think they should let Saquon go. Caleb Williams, was that one of his 5 teams where he said he wanted to play for? Was the Giants one of them?
Yeah, because it's in New York.
Oh, big market.
Yeah, big market. Yeah.
Caleb Williams got to get himself together too. He can't make it all the demands and playing like trash.
Well, no, he played well. They ain't got no defense. Yeah, they have literally no defense.
And he's just out there.
Yeah, he's just out there trying. He's literally been Superman this season, and they have no defense.
Well, he's not getting the Heisman. Where's the Heisman going?
No, the Heisman's done. That's done. That's dead.
It's going right to Washington.
Yeah.
But also, speaking of the Raiders, Antonio Pierce gets his first win. He had that motivational speech. Yeah, we got to get back to the Oakland way, the Raiders way. I was hating the whole time, but I ain't going to hold you. I was rocking with it. It wasn't motivational to me. if you ask me.
Right.
But you know, they got this little measly little win on it. I mean, it's the Giants, though. I'm like, yeah, was I impressed by it? No, not really. Am I hating? 100%, yeah. But yeah, though, man. So what you think about Antonio Pierce? He dropping I seen a video of him talking to the locker room after the win. I haven't seen Devontae Adams just happy all this season. He was in there. Yeah, coach. Yeah, coach, he was happy. So I guess you know, you can waste away your years on a bad team instead of just asking out. But you know.
No, I mean, listen. The Raiders felt like they have talent.
They don't.
I mean, listen. Josh Jacobs is obviously talented. We know what Devontae Adams is. Max Crosby's a dog. You know
who else?
I mean, again, I ain't said the whole team was talented. I just said they have some talent. I ain't said the whole team was talented.
They have talent with no S. They're just like because when you go for a football player, a football team, how many people be on the roster with a football team is what 53 man roster, and 50 of your players trash, and only 3 of them good. No, you don't have talent.
Well, I mean, Jacoby Myers ain't terrible. You know, I mean, like they got some good players. You know, they just what they are is to me the big issue with them. SB goes back to what we talked about earlier. They have not had stability, organizational stability. Yep. You cannot have 8 coaches in 11 years.
No, it's not going to work out like that.
It does not work.
No.
You know, so, and it looks like they're going to end up having a 9th coach unless Antonio Pierce, you know, gets the job full time. So, you know,
like Gibbons. So what's the worst we got to lose? I think the Raiders, for me, in the years I've been seeing the Raiders, they need a coach like him who can take control of the locker room. He's a motivational guy. He pushed the guys. He's a respected coach. Because I think the problem with the Raiders, they have lost a lot of talent because of trouble issues or locker room issues or people not believing in the system. I don't think they need an X and O guy in Las Vegas. I think they need a motivational guy, a respect guy. So I think Antonio is the guy for the job because I think if they get more respect with the Raiders, then they can get all the guys in order because they haven't been devoid of talent for years. They didn't had talent and they just either got in trouble, injured. That's it, really.
Well, but again, the problem when you change over coaches like that is every coach comes in, they're going to want players they think fit their schemes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't want players they think will buy into what it is they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Josh McDaniels got rid of Vehicle and goes get Garoppolo. Why? Because he had time with Garoppolo in New England. He goes and gives Garoppolo. That's been an absolute dumpster fire. And not that Carr was some world beater, but for the Raiders, he's one of their best quarterbacks in the history of their franchise.
And they just let him walk.
And they just let him go, right? And he wanted to stay. And that was the other part. He actually wanted to be there, right? So, and I ain't saying he a world beater because he sure ain't that. But
we see what he's doing in New Orleans.
Yeah, because he ain't that dude. But that's another conversation. Point is, you know, they've gotten rid of guys because all these coaches come in and be like, yeah, no, that's not my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want this guy gone. They need stability. Whoever their next head coach is needs to be their next head coach for the next 10 years. They need
10. They ain't gonna keep nobody for 10 years. So it's Raiders, Sean. It's the Raiders we talk about.
Well,
so let's try 3. Let's try 3.
Well, no, I mean, listen, for them, 3 would be an achievement. I'm just saying, but let's just look at the teams that have had the same head coach for the last 10 years. Chiefs,
Patriots,
Steelers, Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what do these teams all have in common?
A ring.
Rings, stability,
respect.
Everybody knows when you go there, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that to me is the biggest problem is get you some stability.
I agree. Yeah. You're wrong with that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of stability and understanding what's going on, Sean, the NBA in-season tournament is here, and nobody knows what's going on, including me. You got guys like Bones Highland saying, I don't really know what's truly going on. You got Dame saying, I don't know what's going on. All the thing I noticed is the courts and the jerseys. What's your opinion on the in-season tournament so far? Or do you even know what's going on?
Well, I would say first, what's going on is every Tuesday and Friday next week, your games will count towards the in-season tournament, right? And I will say, listen, I think the NBA did a great job of trying to market it by changing the courts up, by changing the jerseys up.
The court for sure.
By trying to market it and doing it on certain days only. I think it was a great marketing ploy. But what it always comes down to is how committed are the teams and the players to putting the best product on the floor, right? I think that's really what it comes down to. Because again, we saw some games Friday night. They were pretty competitive games Friday night.
Was.
And for the most part, there were a couple, teams got back, but that's gonna happen. I think again, the key is what's the quality of the product on the floor. Because I don't care if you put new floors down and put new uniforms on it. If guys go out and don't care to play, it won't matter.
Why should I care? My thing was for me personally was that I would have preferred if once we got to the in-season tournament part, we just went straight and did the tournament for like the whole month of November, just did the tournament. Because now it's like, all right, it's in-season tournament month. Let's go crazy. Because now it's like every Tuesday and Friday, this the game. Because now I'm like, usually Tuesday or Thursday, right?
Tuesday and
Friday. So now I know the Bulls play today. They off tomorrow. So I don't know when the next in-season tournament game from. But now it'd be like if it's in-season tournament month, now we know every game we just go be the in-season tournament game. It is here because now it's like I just seen the Bulls play on Friday. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, in-season tournament's kind of crazy. Now I'm watching them play Monday against the Jazz, and it's just like, this is just a regular season game. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather for it to just be like a whole month straight through and just knock it out. Because I believe it should be done by December or January? That's when it should be done completely, right?
It should be done by January. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it should be done like by December before we go into the new year, or like by that like the end of the year. So when the team come to celebrate, in-season tournament, blase, by January coming to the new year, they already the in-season tournament champion. Because then now instead of having it like right January before you come New Year, you was the champion of the first half of the season. That's the October to December. Then the second half, January to April, it's all the way back on down until we get to that point. That's the other half of the season. That's how I think it would have been better, and I think it'll be more consistent. But obviously, this is the first go trial at it. My opinion on it so far is I don't know because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Just an update. I know we live, but 14-0 Chargers. Chargers got a punt return and a 1-yard punt return touchdown and a 1-yard touchdown from Austin Eckler.
Okay. Let's shout out Austin Eckler. I wouldn't be watching the Chargers game too, but I watched one because we streaming, and then two because the Bulls game on, and I've been kind of like boycotting the Chargers because their coach. But yeah. But speaking of another thing we want to talk about too, Pelicans CJ McCollum was diagnosed with a collapsed lung. Prayers to him first thing first. Praying for a speedy recovery. I seen that he made a tweet about the pictures, like he was like laughing, like, man, that's crazy picture that y'all used for me. So it's looking like he's doing well. So prayers to him and his family. But what was your reaction to hearing that he had a collapsed lung? And the Pelicans just cannot find no luck when it comes to injuries, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's absolutely unfortunate. This is his second one.
Oh, this happened before.
Yeah, this happened before. So, hopefully, they can find and figure out the source of it and why it happens. But, obviously you're always more concerned about a guy's long-term health than basketball.
Basketball, that's the game.
It's just a game. And so I think the big thing is just, prayers up, for him and those that are, administering his care, that he can make, like you said, make a speedy recovery, but ultimately, to figure out, why the issues happen again and, and ultimately what can be done to rectify it.
Yep. Agree with that. That was good. Well said, brother. All right. Next topic on hand. So Sean sent me an article earlier, and it was a guy talking about Would LeBron James still be the same player without the Miami Heat? I'm gonna say no, because he don't have 2 rings. We know him not having 2 rings. He had less finals losses too. Would I believe that LeBron James would have finally won one in Cleveland at some point in time? It's just a possibility because it just depends on what is going on with Boston. Because Boston might have got too old, but then you had the Bulls coming up, then you had the Pacers, and I can't 100% necessarily say that the Cavaliers would have made the right moves to make the LeBron James Cavaliers be good enough to beat a Chicago Bulls, because you can't treat, like, I get it. He beat Toronto by himself, but he also learned how to win with D Wade in Miami. He had to change his style up with the Heat coach, because there's certain things that he did in Cleveland he couldn't do in Miami, or he have a leeway that he did in Cleveland and Miami. Pat Riley didn't play that. He didn't care. And that's why LeBron James ended up leaving a little bit later on, because a lot of people think like, oh, I want to come back home. No, he wanted to come back home, but it was a part of the stuff that he wanted his leeway and say so like he was doing. Pat Riley don't move like that. The Chicago Bulls and the Indiana Pacers would not have folded like Toronto. Their defense was too good. They had a young guy that was a star caliber player in Derrick Rose and Paul George, who can compete enough with LeBron James head to head. Now, LeBron James will outplay them 100%. But now you got other guys next to him. You know, you got the George Hills, the Roy Hibberts, David West of the world. You got Noah, you got the Dings, you know, those guys who would have helped Derrick Rose and helped Paul George out. Now, so to answer the question straight up from the article, because there was question about like what he did in Miami, if he didn't have all these things in Miami, or if he was just staying in Cleveland. So no, he would not have been the same player. I don't 100%. I can't 100% tell you if he could be better or not, though, Sean. What you think? Would LeBron James be the same player if he would without Miami?
So I'm gonna answer this 3 ways, right? The first question is, do I think he would have been the same player? Yes. Do I think he would have had the same career? No. Do I think he would be the same leader that he became? No. If you remember when he went back to Cleveland, you would hear him talk. He was saying stuff that they said in Miami. Like a lot of, and it still even comes out today. Like the main thing is the main thing. That's a Spoism.
That's Spo.
Right. So, you know, and again, I think they were, I hate when people do that, because again, obviously he went to Miami. He was there for 4 years. We know what happened. We know the success he had. It is the best two-way version of LeBron we have ever seen. That he should have been DPOY in 2013.
They definitely robbed him.
You know, but
they definitely robbed him with that. They were not allowed for that.
Yeah.
MVP, Derrick Rose, I'll argue that, because Derrick Rose deserved the MVP, and everybody just say SB said it because you're a Rose fan. No, Derrick Rose deserved it. But that Defensive Player of the Year is no way in shape or form LeBron didn't win it that year.
Yeah. And truth be told, he should have been the unanimous MVP in 2012.
Agreed.
Yeah, shout out to the idiot who voted for Carmelo Anthony.
That was some hating ass shit. That was some hating ass shit. That was hating.
So it's the best version of LeBron we ever see. Well, a big part of that had to do with Miami. And again, people talk about Heat culture and you know, and some people try to clown it, like, you know, people who have podcasts, you know, whatever, that never won anything. But it's a different animal down there, right?
Yeah.
Down there, you're about business. It's about business.
You don't go to Miami for vacation. No.
You know, it ain't no vacation. It's a beautiful city. A lot of trouble down there. And I don't want to say why I really believe he ultimately went back to Cleveland when he did, because that's an offline conversation that we can have. But I'm just saying it's different in Miami. I'm just saying. I know brothers go to Miami with their girl that walk around with their heads down, looking at their shoes, just so they don't get in trouble. Like it's like that. That's all.
Hey, look, man, we all human, man. Even the king is human, man.
Yeah. Was the king was definitely human in Miami, especially that first year. But anyway, point is you know, the point is you know, I think a lot of it, whether he'll admit it or not, that experience was super important for his legacy and his career.
It's funny that you say LeBron was human his first year. He said he treated, because he never went to college. He said he treated Miami like college. He went there 4 years.
Right? Yeah, yeah. And that first year, he was down there by himself. So I'm just saying,
Was he his first year? He was there by himself?
Mm-hmm.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, they didn't move to the second year. Listen, we can have that offline conversation. I can tell you about some things that I got from some very, very credible sources, around the Heat that first year.
Shout out to the king, man. Let him live, man.
Yeah, he was the king. All right,
yeah. He was. I mean, he was with your boy down here too, though.
Yeah, exactly. He was the king, and he was doing some things that rhyme with king 2 times. He was king. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll tell you right now. But anyway, we move on. That's fine.
So, and you already know, me and Sean made predictions early in the season. Do we have to do this? Sean, we can just skip this show. We can just end it. You know what I'm saying? We can
just saying. I mean, we got to recap the week 9, but I mean, it's fine.
Okay. So we made some predictions about where we think he was going to end up at. Let's see how far we're doing so far.
This is the halfway point of the season. We're halfway through the season, so it's a good time to check in and see where we are.
Okay. So, Sean, you had. Oh, I got to move this off the screen. Give me 1 second. Double click that. Okay. Nope, not that one. Give me 1 second. Okay. So we do the prediction. Oh, I got to move that one too anyway. Okay. Wait. Oh. I'm trying to take my time because I don't want to pull up mine.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Okay. So, Sean, this was your AFC predictions off bat. What now? We're looking at what the season at so far. Where did you can look at to say I made a mistake?
I guess the only one I could say maybe I made a mistake on was the Steelers.
What about the Texans?
Yeah, the Texans too. I guess the Texans would be the other one. Yeah, I didn't have high expectations for the Texans. Those would be the two. But
and then I don't really want to count the Jets one because Aaron Rodgers got hurt the first second. So either both of us with the Jets one, we could dock that out because that was just a travesty that happened with him. Because it's like I think the Jets would have been better with Aaron Rodgers because they still been competing without Aaron Rodgers. So now I'm just looking like if Aaron Rodgers would play, they'd be better. So we're not counting the Jets, but the Jets would don't count.
Yeah.
All right. SB1. Like I said, we're not gonna count the Jets. One. I'm loving my Browns pick. Like the Steelers, I was wrong. Even though I'm behind the Steelers, I was still questioning the quarterback situation with Kenny Pickett. I didn't know.
Right.
I'm cool with the Jaguars.
That, by the way, but go ahead.
I'm cool, and like I gave the Titans too much love. I was right. I had the Texans in the mix. I remember I told you I think CJ Stroud would be solid.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the Chargers pick, I was being on some fan stuff with the pick.
Yeah.
I mean, but we could still possibly make a run at it. We never know.
Yeah, y'all a wild card team at best.
Yeah, I can accept that. AFC, I don't feel like AFC because AFC North. That's a wild west. Anything can happen. Anybody can win.
Well, if the playoffs started today, every team in the AFC North will be in the playoffs.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
it's not even that bad. All right, Sean, this is your NFC picks. From looking at what we're going through so far, what would you have changed or would you think you made a mistake of? I did look at the standings too while I'm at it. So
yeah, the Panthers, obviously, that was a miss. I thought the Panthers would be better. Definitely. And, the NFC North, I mean, I had the Lions, winning the division. I still had the Lions winning the division, obviously. But I thought the Packers would be better. I think they're a 500 team. I thought they'd be better. But, yeah, other than that, yeah, I mean,
the crazy part about it is for you not to pick your Saints. to win the division.
But again, it was because I believed a lot in that Falcons defense,
which has been good.
Which has been good up until yesterday. They were really good.
Yeah, everybody do for one. I mean, when you got a quarterback who can't produce nothing, I don't care how good your defense is. You got to. If I give you 5 stops in a row and you only score 1 out of the 5 times, like how many more stops you expecting me to get now?
Right. Yeah. So yeah. I was super high on the Falcons defense. But yeah. For the most part, man, I feel pretty good. It's still pretty good about my picks and my choices.
Okay.
Giants and the Commanders, that could have gone either way.
Anyway, yeah, the Giants suck. All right, let's. Okay. This was stuff was kind of crazy. Okay. So technically, right now, only one that I'm on the money with right now. What technically is the AFC West with the Seahawks and the 49ers. NFC West. Eagles, Cowboys, Jackman, that's cool. Now I start going mad a little bit over here with this the NFC South. I had the Falcons finish last. I don't know why. I didn't believe in the quarterback, but the defense kind of held it down. Had the Buccaneers a little bit higher than what they supposed to be. But, we going to go rock with the Saints. I was right on the Saints. NFC North, I looked at this division. I just felt like it was an open field for anything to happen. I kind of knew the Lions would be the winners, but I thought the Bears would play a little bit better with all the free agent pieces that they made. And they're sold. So, yeah. And then the Packers pick was, Packers and the Vikings, they was around the same range. But I at least thought this division would have been closer than what it was. But, yeah, I'm 100% wrong with the Bears. Picking the Bears first. That was a terrible pick.
Listen, it's good to review. We still got to have another half of the season to go.
Oh no, the Bears not going to make my pick.
No, the Bears ain't doing nothing. No, they're not. They're
done.
The
Bears not going to do that. The Bears are not going to do it.
Yeah.
They are 100% not.
Yeah, and but speaking of picks, we got to talk about these Week 9 picks.
He was robbed for MVP too. Oh yeah, LeBron. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that unanimous MVP. Yeah, he was robbed for the unanimous.
Yeah, unanimous. Not the Derrick Rose, though.
So,
all right, let's go. NFL Week 9 recap. Let's go. Let's go through the picks.
Yeah. So, Miami, Kansas City. You picked Miami.
Unfortunately,
I had Kansas City.
I'm gonna stop being a homer when it comes to my team, man, and picking people. I'm just gonna pick smart.
Yeah. Chicago at New Orleans. You picked Chicago. I had, my rule. I don't pick against the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle and Baltimore, we both had Baltimore.
Yep.
Ooh, man, yeah.
Baltimore got big. That defense looking like the truth, Sean.
Yeah. Now, listen, I know we won't talk about it till Friday, but Ravens and Browns play this coming week. That's going to be a good one, I think.
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one.
Arizona at Cleveland, we both picked the Browns. Had that one.
27 struck them boys.
Tampa Bay at Houston. We both had Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota at Atlanta. We both had Atlanta, so we lost that one.
Mm-hmm.
At Green Bay. Let me just say real quick, y'all. Y'all know we do these picks on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times when Sunday comes and they announce who's not playing, we don't know that.
No, we don't know
for the game. So So had I known that Matthew Stafford wasn't playing, I would have taken Green Bay.
I would take Green Bay too.
We both took the Rams. Rams lost. Washington and New England. Obviously, we know who won that game.
Mm-hmm. I didn't pick. I know I picked New England.
No, neither one of us did.
I'm never picking New England again.
Yeah. Colts at Panthers. I took the Colts. You took the Panthers.
Then they told me.
Yeah. Giants at Vegas. We both took the Giants. Giants.
So
crap the bed.
Yes, they did.
Dallas at Philly. We both took Philly. We know how that played out.
Played terrible.
Buffalo at Cincinnati. You took Buffalo. I took Cincinnati.
I should have picked Joe Shiesty. I mean, it wasn't gonna save me anyway. I got a couple more losses on my belt anyway, so it wasn't gonna save me.
Yeah, no, not really. No,
it wasn't gonna save me.
But that's it. But I did win Week 9 because we both took the Chargers, and it wouldn't have made a difference anyway.
So. It wouldn't have made it. It wouldn't have made it. So what we looking like for the season?
So for the season, we're 9 weeks in.
1 week off. 1 week don't count.
1 week does not count.
Okay.
Because we didn't make. You sure you want to know?
Yeah, man. I want to know. I want to know because we finna come back.
Yeah, all right.
I'm finna lock in.
It's 1-6-1. You're 1-6-1.
See, look, man. We take it for Caleb Williams. That's all it is.
No, it's all good. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We gonna be good. See, that's why. See, now it makes sense why I was taking all those risky picks. I had to go for a win at some point. So now we're 1-6.
Listen, I ain't mad with you, but
we got time though. We got time.
Yeah, 1-6-1. You still got time to come back. Now it's gonna be a steep climb.
Yeah. But now if I come back and win,
if you come back and win,
we're not come back and win.
If
it's gonna happen.
It could. It could.
Possibly.
It could.
I'm a believer. I believe.
I
believe, Sean. I believe in the team. I believe.
Okay, I tell you what. If when you come back and win, Wesley Snipes will come back and play Blade in the next Blade movie.
It is a new Blade movie. He might not be Blade, but I bet he'd be in a movie.
I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah.
Oh man, look, man, it's been a tough week for you, boy.
Yeah.
And also use code RTOD on Swift.com for your order. But yeah, Sean, that is the show. Appreciate everybody who rocked with us and watched. Thank you guys for watching. It's halftime on the Bulls game, so I'm gonna get ready. You get to lock it in on this Bulls game. Sean, what's the score over there looking like for the Heat game? Heat versus Lakers.
Heat are up by 11 into the third.
Oh, okay. The Bulls are up by, it was like, last time I checked, like 49-61. Let me check. At least we actually beating the team that we supposed to beat. Thank God. 66-52 right now. So we up against the Utah Jazz. So we up, yeah. But
the Pacers are smacking Spurs right now too, man. Jesus.
Yeah, my question is this before we get about it. You see how the Pacers just smacked the Spurs, but the Suns had a hard time with them 2 times in a row. Yes. Is that more of just exposing the Suns? Maybe the Suns ain't. Bradley Beal ain't played yet, but I don't think what Bradley Beal can add for what they missing, like defensively, because offensively, I don't see no problem. Even when they had Booker and KD or KD by themselves, I kind of see what they can run offensively. But what about their defense though? Ain't nobody talking about that.
Yeah, nobody's talking about that. And honestly, I don't want to judge them until I see that whole group together and how that works with Frank Vogel defensively, because he might have, obviously had things in place for certain lineups defensively. So I'm not prejudging them. I know a lot of people want to jump off the train so far. Talent
too early.
Too early. And it hadn't even been 20 games in the season yet, y'all. So let's pump the brakes before we jump off the train on, a team like Phoenix.
Agreed. Yeah. And that is the show, ladies and gentlemen. And we are out of here.
See y'all Friday.
We are gone. Greatest comeback in history, Sean.
All right, 2015, yeah.